Now let's get on as we analyze for the system of high-low. In my previous video, I've stated that to analyze from high-low, you need to make use of what? 3 stages. Now the first stage is to come over and check out your statistics. Now on the statistics here, we are having ourselves a 50% high and 50% what? Low at this given stage. So what that means is the fact that we cannot get a system that is 100% perfect. Now, in majority of the cases, if the statistics here is telling you what? Low, outrightly telling you low, what you have to do is to look in here now, which is the step 2, to know when to start up on low. If it's telling you high, you look in here, which is the step 2, to know when you should go high. But in the case whereby what you have here is low/high, that means you have to work with this to know what the opportunity that lies on ground. But I always tell you, whenever you come in, that is what I teach on the videos whenever I'm doing a tutorial. Go in when you are starting off low or when you are starting off high. Don't play what? Possibilities. So that is the thing. Now, according to what I stated, this is the first parameter here, this is the second parameter here, then the third is the combinations. I've explained the combinations in several videos, whereby you have what? Momentum, slack, balance, rebalance, momentum, balance, rebalance, momentum, change in delivery, balance, rebalance, and what? Momentum. Those are the 3. I told you severally that there are 9, you work with 6. So these are the 3 I've mentioned so far in this video. The rest are available to those who are on the mentorship or the VIP. So now we have gone through the first step. Let's go on the second step. Now the second step is to read what is this, and this is very important. You have to understand it. Now there are 5 core concepts regarding what this on screen. There's momentum, there is slack, there is balance, there is rebalance, and there's change in delivery. So let's check, what do we have currently on screen now? What can we term it? What can we target? Is there what? A particular setup it follows. Now this is low, this is high, this is what? 3 low. Finally we got ourselves what? Momentum. Following up with that, now we had high, we had low. Now this was not slack. As you know, ideally there is momentum, there is balance, rebalance, there is what? Momentum again. So this is it now. We had what? Balance, rebalance, then what? Momentum. Now what came before balance, rebalance? You don't know, because we don't have the draws below here. But according to our setup, we have what? Momentum, balance, rebalance, momentum. We have what? Momentum, slack, balance, rebalance. We have what? Change in delivery, balance, rebalance, and what? Momentum. So these are the 6 I've given out here. So the fact that one of these 3, okay, this is the 3 out of 6 I've given out here. So the fact that one of these 3 is not on screen is not, it doesn't mean that there is no setup. It might be amongst the 3 that we're not given. Now let's look at this. Balance, rebalance. Following that we had what? Momentum. Following up with that, now we had what? Balance, rebalance. So likely below here we had what? Lows appearing. After lows, we're waiting for balance, rebalance. That is momentum, balance, rebalance, momentum, as stated here. Now looking at this, now you have what? Momentum, balance, rebalance. Then let's see if we are going in for a change in delivery. Now what is momentum? When you have up to 3 and above. Balance, rebalance is a change after low, high, high, low. So what happened there is simple. 2 lows, 2 highs. Now if we see 2 lows again, we have ourselves what? A change in delivery. Let's see what happened at ID 70 and ID 71. So this is it. 2 lows, 2 highs, 1 low, 1 medium. The game is changing. Always understand this. Medium is not low, is not high. In most cases, it comes to what? Flip the script. As I told you, 24 hours here does not give us low. It does not give us high. But there is what? A chance of a high. Do you understand me? That means if we are to see a flip soon, it will favor highs. That is what we are expecting. If we should get a flip soon, it will favor highs. So the major thing we have to look in for now is when to start in gameplay. When does it seem obvious that high is actually going to dominate? As I told you, when you come in to analyze, the first thing you want to do is to check here and let it be obvious to you if it's low or is high. I've taught that. You should know how to read this. Now, once you are done with that, you then have to appear over here and analyze it. In this case, I told you it's between low and high. That means in a very short period, we could likely switch over to highs. But before then, you might confirm, is it in the phase of what? switching over to highs. I've stated that there's something that is called what? Leading and lagging signal. We are currently on a lagging signal for highs. That means high is going to appear soon. Might not be in the next 5 minutes, might not be in 10 minutes, but there is a high chance that in some few minutes we're going to what? Have the high having to dominate. But you don't want to be so quick on that. You want to always follow in when the system is already running. So let's see, what do we have here now? We have ourselves what? Low to medium, medium to high, then 2 lows. Now we are not going to talk about anything below here. We've gotten what? Medium. Now we're going to analyze from what we have here. So what we have here is what? A low. This means nothing because we had what? Balance. There was no rebalance. That means we could have the next 3 to 5 draws to be able to analyze what we have next. Now if we have next another low, that means at this stage now we've gotten ourselves into a phase of momentum. That is 3. The setup has actually completed on a 3. That is a momentum. If we have ourselves a high here, we are now looking in for a possible change in delivery, because once it's not up to 3, it is not regarded as momentum. It's not regarded as what? Balance or rebalance. So refresh that now. So this is momentum here. Good. Now let's see what follows. If it's still a low, it's still a continuation of momentum. If we have ourselves a high, that means what? We're looking for a second high, and that is what? Momentum followed by what? Slack. Then following it is what? A balance, rebalance. As I told you, over here on these statistics here, we are having what? 50% on the low and a 50% on the high. That means having a balance, rebalance is just more like the system getting to balance itself. So we might not be looking in for something majorly on the side of momentum. So 3 here, let's watch out for what follows. So this is it, another high. Now what we are expecting is quite simple. If we can get ourselves another high, that is a slack. And as I've always stated, slack is simply what? Anti-momentum, a reverse of what? The previous momentum on screen. So let the result play out now. Alright, we have a few seconds on the result to be out. So it's not always so hard to analyze when it comes to the high-low. The major thing there is the fact that you always put yourself in a situation that you don't confuse yourself. Make sure that you first of all get this. This should be obvious what you want to stake. If it's low or if it's high. Once you are obviously on that track, you know if you're looking for highs or looking for lows. Sometimes you might be lucky when you come in, you check this last 10 draws. It will be so clear. It will be evident that, okay, yes, it's time to start high. That means you entered in a leading signal, or you are lucky enough to get the lagging signal ending. Like now we are having a lagging system because we are still between low and high here. It's not even confirmed. That means it's a very early entry. So let's refresh this. So as you can see, according to what I said, momentum, you have what here? Slack. If we have another high, that is what? There is a chance for what? A change in delivery. So let's look at this. Is it another high? So another high. I don't want to rush. Do you understand me? Let's watch out the next gameplay. If we have low, a change in delivery can come. That means low, low, low. Continuation could be high, high, low. But if we have high again, that is a classic case of what? Momentum, slack, balance, rebalance. So the next gameplay, if we see ourselves what? With a low, that means we have to wait. So if you're analyzing and you see this, you have to wait so that you don't find yourself in a situation of what? A change in delivery, whereby there is 3 low followed by 3 high. You then start playing. Meanwhile, the next gameplay after this 3 high will be 3 low. The change in delivery continues. After that, you might now see 3 highs again. Before you know, where you should have waited with patience to exploit, after 3 lows, you start playing 3 highs. You win your first 3 games straight. You find yourself what? In a system whereby you are rushing it. So let's go on now. So we have ourselves a low. Do you understand me? Now what will happen is the fact that if we get ourselves another low here, we are likely the system of what? A change in delivery. But if after this low now, we don't have another low, we have a high, we start playing. That is a case of what? A momentum, slack, balance, rebalance. If we get ourselves a low followed by another low, we wait. If we see another low, we can start playing highs because it's likely a continuation of what? A change in delivery, which should be followed up by high, high, high. But if we get ourselves what? A low, another low next, and followed by our high, our momentum is here, our slack is here, then what? The system has changed. We are now going in for what? Balance, rebalance. So refresh this. If we get out, you can see what I'm saying. So 3 lows, 3 highs, we have 2 lows now. If you had hurried and say, oh, momentum, this is slack, without remembering that there is something called change in delivery, understanding the concept of change in delivery, you would rush in and start playing. You will miss the chance that you might have what? 2 lows followed by a 3rd low. So now we have 2 lows. Let's wait in. If we have a 3rd low, you start playing highs, because the worst case scenario you can have is another low, then change in delivery continues. High, high, high. Change in delivery decides to continue. Low, low, low. Change in delivery decides to continue. High, high, high. So now you've gotten yourself 6 highs, 3 lows. Get the idea? But if we get ourselves a high now, change in delivery has ended. Start playing highs immediately. So let's refresh this. Now, have you seen what I'm talking about? 3 lows, 3 highs, 3 lows.